I don't know while you were living because you live in Pakistan, did you have an idea the kind of rage that Zindagi Gulzar Hai was here?
I didn't really, but I was kind of, because a friend of mine had gone to India and she was just showing me videos of billboards of Zindagi Gulzar Hai. Small billboards here, a billboard there for Zindagi's channel. And it had our poster on it. And she was like, "Yahan to log pagal ho rahe hain."
Do you think that in recent times that you watched from India that you absolutely liked it and like you were quite amazed by?
12th Fail was excellent.
Yeah.
Like that made you laugh, made you cry, made you root for the character. And it was just amazing.
You two did know each other, you are friends, and also like acting styles, sort of like you were kind of aware of each other. So, what has changed over the years in terms of how you two approach your characters and all? And like, what was it like reuniting on set?
Well, we are coming back together after 11 years, but we're coming back together in a very different situation.
Hi, Sanam. My name is Monica. I work for Bollywood Hungama. So lovely to meet you.
You too.
So, first and foremost, I recently watched the trailer, which is going to be out soon. And it sort of confused me then, obviously, because of the fact that there's a lot of things going on and you sort of understand the gist of it. So, this is a show about purgatory, a man who is going to marry his dead wife. Or ghost, or like whatever you say. A little bit
there's an event. There's an event like an eclipse that will take place, and during that eclipse, the souls rise. So on this particular night and this particular year and everything, the intensity of the eclipse is so strong that you may be able to meet those souls this time and unite with lost loves and loves. So that's why Salman Shahid's character is so hell-bent on this wedding that he has created on this night, because the souls will rise and he will meet his lover who was killed 50 years ago or whatever, 40 years ago, and he's going to meet her. So this madman thinks he's going to meet her and he wants to marry her, not just meet her. He wants to marry her, and he's called his entire family to come and be a part of it. So begrudgingly, the whole family gets together to satisfy or to pander to this crazy man who happens to be some of the character's father. And just like many family dynamics, where they're a dysfunctional family, suddenly old secrets, old issues, old problems, unsaid things all kind of rise to the surface. And there is trouble between parent and child, siblings, grandparent and grandfather. Multi-generational issues are just kind of boiling up to the surface. And my character is like the unifying force that helps calm the situation, helps make sure that everyone is satisfied, everyone's happy, everyone's gide shikwe are out, everyone's message is passed on. She's like the messenger. And so I don't know if all this comes through in the trailer. It's only because I know it when I see the trailer. I'm like, this is what's happening. But as you said, as a viewer, it's just like, I don't understand what's happening. Some magical realism, someone's going to marry a dead wife or something. But to give you perspective, this was what it's kind of about.
Right. Obviously, I watched it twice just to be like sure.
You still won't understand.
So because it literally confuses you, and I had to think a little bit more about what is Kushal Khan playing, and go back a lot more to understand like how does he fit. Because I don't know why I thought he's going to be Fawad's son when he grows up. I don't know if I thought that before, but yeah, so that's what it is. But interestingly, you have worked with Asim Abbasi before in Cake, and I was just reading his interview recently where he was talking about how you have this stoicism and also the fact that there's a lot of accessible and relatability to you. That probably is the reason your characters resonate with the audience. Do you think you believe that?
I'm just a vessel that is, I'm through me, I'm able to bring to this screen a character that the writers have written. Whether it was Umaira Ahmed, Samira Fazal, Asim Abbasi, or any of the other work that I've done, it is, I don't know, I guess that they think that my stoic look or approach fits those characters. I'm not sure. I know work comes to me also. I'm easy to work with. I do work that has authenticity. I do it with integrity. So I think people who have those characters that are looking for that kind of integrity or strength come my way, because that is a little bit of my personality, maybe how I carry myself in real life, in interviews, XYZ. I think when somebody's looking for an actor for a particular character, they're kind of like, this person, the compass arrow takes you north to this kind of personality. Me and a few others. And then I'm sure whoever's available, whoever's dates are free, whoever's audition resonated with the director, then I'm picked. But I mean, I definitely did give an audition even for Shahzad. Asim says he had me in mind when he wrote this, but I was like, but I still auditioned. So, which is important, because in your head you can think this person is good for it, but you must see 2, 3 other people and be like, oh my god, I never thought of her, but actually she's fitting it. And so this obviously Asim only told me after I'd been picked. He said, I did have you in mind when I wrote this. So I was like, oh okay, because it wouldn't have made sense to tell me before when I was auditioning. So I think to answer your question, that's why these kind of roles come to me. And do I think I'm stoic? Not at all. I very indecisive, very confused, very unsure. We all are, but I'm calm. There's definitely a sense of peace and calm and belief in what I'm doing, and I think that's what draws them here.
Right. Since I don't know, back when first time Zindagi Gulzar Hai aired in India for the first time, it was like a mania. I had not seen that in so long, and I'm someone who grew up in like a era or like probably in a family where music, movies, and TV shows were so talked about. So I had not seen that multi-generational people are sitting together to watch a show at that time. It was a mania that I'll probably never forget because people were obsessed with the show. So I don't know when while you were living with them, because you live in Pakistan, did you have an idea the kind of rage that Zindagi Gulzar Hai was here?
I didn't really, but I was kind of, because a friend of mine had gone to India and she was just showing me videos of billboards of Zindagi Gulzar Hai, small billboards here, a billboard there for Zindagi, Zindagi's channel, and it had our poster on it. And she was like, "Yahan to log pagal ho rahe hain." When they find out I'm from Pakistan, they're like, "Do you know them?" Or like, they were praising it just to a Pakistani visitor. Ki, oh, ye drama bahut acha hai. And then I'd have friends who've gone to weddings or something, and they're like, "Shadi ek taraf ho rahi hai aur kamre mein dusri taraf pura khandan zindagi gulzar rahe dekh." I was like, "What?" And someone's calling, saying, "Dekho, you must watch this show." So I was getting a lot of feedback from friends and people I knew who were in India. And then, of course, social media opens up the world to you. Like, they can write to you directly, and fan videos that were coming in, and messages and mails. And my manager's like, "You haven't checked those DMs, so I'm going to check them." And then she showed me, and I was like, wow, and humbling that itna sara pyar mil raha hai, but wow, that India had no idea who we are. Like, we knew who India was because of Bollywood. We've grown up on Bollywood, right? Like, whether it was from the black and white films to now, we know exactly किस तरह पहनते हैं, किस तरह करके बोलते हैं, दिल्ली में किस तरह बोलते हैं, मुंबई में किस तरह बोलते हैं, क्या होता है, ये क्या होता है, खाना किस तरह खाते हैं, मंदिर में किस तरह, everything we knew about India. They didn't know anything about us. So the launch of Zindagi and Pakistani dramas airing on it was like a eureka moment, I think, for Indians over there who had not traveled to Pakistan, who had not been exposed to Pakistan at all, to be like, oh, wait, they walk, talk, and look just like us. It is like our other half. Their accent is a little different. They speak Urdu versus Hindi, but like they're quite progressive. That women have a voice, and the acting was different on TV. Not compared to cinema, but like you had Star Plus dramas to compare suddenly this with, which felt really realistic and real. So I see how that connection and that bond was made. And I see the love was so much more because it was just another version of, you're a version of me, I'm a version of you. Essentially, we are the same. And I think that struck a chord and was like, that is my other half.
Right. Because in the 90s, we did have singers and actors working here.
Yeah.
I feel
but
like
a full
drama
story
was not exposed And I think my introduction to the drama world was Zindagi Gulzar Hai, that time. And then I think that's when I just sort of like watched a couple of things. Then I realized like, oh, it's limited series. They do for 25 to 30 episodes, pack karte hain, and then they complete the entire arc. So it was kind of nice. So now coming, because the reason is because like you two are coming, Fawad Khan and Sanam Saeed are coming back. It's kind of exciting for a lot of fans of the pair who also so excited. But from the trailer that I watched, it's more like an ensemble story. So what can you tell, like reuniting with him, because you two did know each other, you are friends, and also like acting styles, sort of like you are kind of aware of each other. So what has changed over the years in terms of how you two approach your characters and all, and like what was it like reuniting on set?
Well, we are coming back together after 11 years, but we're coming back together in a very different situation. So brace yourselves for the dynamic that we are going to be in now, because it's not going to be something that you've seen before. It's going to be very new, very different, not at all what you were expecting. But because it's an ensemble cast and because there's such strong performances by Salman Shahid and both the Fawad Khans, it's funny, we have two amazing actors.
Yeah, it's Fawad Khan and Fawad Khan.
Fawad Khan that you are familiar with rules the screen, but the Fawad Khan that the other one I've acted with, is just the most phenomenal theatre actor, and therefore actor in all these indie projects, because he just brings something that I've never seen any other actor bring. He's like our Nawazuddin, the other Fawad. So the characters, I think, even no matter what mine and Fawad's dynamic is, the story is so intricate and so layered, and the performances, each one captures the scene and kind of takes over that moment so well that hopefully आप लोग भूल जाओगे कि ये pairing दोबारा आई है, because ये pairing जिस situation में आ रही है, बस I hope वो हजम हो सबसे. It is going to be really endearing for people to see Fawad doing this role. He's playing a dad. He's playing not the hero. He's playing a very complex character, and I think people need to see that for them to break that kind of fourth wall and resonate with him as a performer, and resonate with him as a really deeply emotionally troubled character in this project, as opposed to the perfect hero. Life is always great for him, you know. So it's important for him to play that role. And I'm glad to share the screen with him again, of course, no matter what, in what way we come on screen. It's always great to share that space with him, because there's just this energy that we both feed off of, and that mutual respect and love for what we do, I think comes through, and I enjoy that.
Right. I have to wrap up, but I have a two-part question before I do.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, anything that in recent time that you watched from India that you absolutely liked it and like you were quite amazed by?
Yes. 12th Fail. 12th Fail. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Like, that made you laugh, made you cry, made you root for the character. And it was just amazing. Amazingly told, because it was so simple. So basic, so simple. But the performances were really, really amazing. And I love the way the director kind of
and together. I feel that last 1.5 year, 2 years, a lot of things have changed in terms of cinema. Is Pakistani content has been airing in India. 2 originals from Zindagi Barzakh is going to be the second original coming out this year. Last year, Joyland released. So, do you think that things are shaping up and things are changing here in terms of cross-border content here? And do you think in Pakistan, eventually, a lot of more movies can release, Indian movies can release eventually?
Yeah, I don't know. We can't really compete with the Indian cinema right now still. I mean, that is such an old industry and a huge industry, the largest almost. We've got a lot of years to catch up to. But some of our projects, yes, I mean, Joyland is not a film that people would come to the cinema to watch, even in India. You know, that's something you need to watch in the intimacy of your home. You need larger-than-life spectacle films. So like Maula Jat did that. You know, I would have loved it if our film Umro Yaar, which is the first Pakistani superhero film that has just released on Eid here in Pakistan, it would have been amazing, because people on that side of the border, like if you ask your parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles, the older generation, they would have read about the character Umro Yaar. He's a famous character from the subcontinent, Purana, Mughal Empire, influence from Persian literature. So it's something that is part of our history and our culture, United culture. So if that cross-border thing could happen, I would have been really excited for Umro Yar to be up there, because the VFX is like you've never seen before. I think we've really done a good job with that. It's up to the mark of any other international platform or film. In terms of cross-border work like this, I mean, we're still doing it. No matter what the climate is, we have still managed to churn out shows which are a collaboration between India and Pakistan. And now because of YouTube, Barzakh is going to be released on YouTube also, which just opens it up. So that's the best part, is that it's not limited to people who can only access Z5. Zindagi's YouTube platform will now have Barzakh, just like it had Mr. and Mrs. Shamim. And that opens up doors for everyone. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I am excited because it's in a way, I have watched you for a while. You sort of, I don't know, but over the years I feel like you've not abhi to sabhi mainstream ho gaya hai with streaming platforms and all, but like you sort of like have been like a lot of interest. I feel like alt bolte the ek time pe ki like alt content karte hain, parallel cinema kind of stories. But I feel like it's changed. But like a lot of like people, if you are there and other people are there, it's like kind of like people are interested to watch. I feel like this kind of stories, people are interested. Sanam
Saeed. You have to make stories for all kinds of people, not just commercially viable to the masses. So I like finding the stories that are untold and reaching audiences that are able to connect with something.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, and looking forward to it mostly because
hope you enjoy it.